to the commentary box, Dutch Olympian. Chef, it's your discipline today. Fantastic first match as well.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to all of these matches, to be honest. But yeah, it's always good to see an underdog go up against the Korean powerhouse.
So time to go for gold straight away here. Straight into the action. It's Korea versus Great Britain for the recurve women's team gold medal. Let's go down and meet the athletes. Polite round of applause for the three Koreans, but Great Britain got a rousing welcome, I'm sure, from the British contingent.
Yeah, I think they have the full team in the stands to make some noise for them.
Well, a little bit of a rally cry. The Brits getting ready for what is going to be a tough one, Chef.
Yeah, if they manage to pull this off, it would be a large upset, to say the least. I think Korea has everything going for them at this moment in time.
Well, the wait is over. Korea will start first in this recurve women's team gold medal match against Great Britain.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about. I think Korea is not going to give them many opportunities to take this match. So if GBR wants to have a chance in this, they need to show their best work today.
High quality start from the Korean trio. What's the response from Great Britain? Penny Healy going first.
GB are not doing them so bad themselves.
Yeah, longer hold from Jess Sagu. Bryony Pittman anchoring team drifts off right into the 8. Communication key, especially for the Great Britain team. All a little right.
Yeah, so far all 6 arrows we've seen were right of center. Korea a little bit closer to center, but all right as well. So it might be that there's just a little bit of a different draft from here to the practice field that's next to the finals venue.
Yeah, we've seen the conditions being changeable today, as we said right at the top. Drifting even further. Kang-Chae-young with the last hour of the first set for the Koreans. Just overcorrected a little bit for a 55. So there is room here for Great Britain.
Yeah, there's actually a very possible chance that they get this set if they just manage to get all 3 arrows in the gold and snatch a 10 in there.
And with that 7, the target set by Korea is now out of reach. So this is more about rehearsal now for set number 2. So 52 for Great Britain, which means the set points go to Korea in this first set. Shefford's a good opportunity for us just to refresh everyone on the scoring system in recurve team archery.
Yeah, so in recurve team archery you get 6 arrows per team, consisting of 2 arrows per archer. So 3 arrows shoot 3 archers shoot 2 arrows per person, counting up to 6 to complete the set, because it is a set system. If you have the higher score in the set, you get awarded 2 set points. If you draw sets, you get 1 set point, and the first team to reach 5 set points or more wins the match.
Now, if you're ever wondering what a former analyst in the box looks like, well, there she is, Nikki Hunt with the sunglasses on. Big smiles in the GB box. They're trying to stay nice and relaxed. Did go into a match against Korea thinking, well, they're the best in the world. It's going to take something special here. Let's just have fun and shoot the best we can.
Yeah, that's pretty much the best mindset to have. I think if you're against the number 1 team in the world, you'll have to, bring whatever you have in the tank and hope that they slip up as well. And most importantly, just enjoy the fact that you're in the gold medal match, because that's no small feat.
And it's a second appearance in a gold medal match for this British team as well, so they've had some experience on the podium in recent times.
Yeah, and I think the British team in the general sense has done quite well this year. So far we've seen not only recurve but also compound teams on the finals venue.
Well, it's certainly been a resurgence for Great Britain this season, but it was a tough ask at the start of this match against Korea. And Great Britain find themselves 2 set points to 0 down after the first set. So they'll shoot first. It's time for set number 2. Penny Healy, just 17 years old, is the 2022 Indoor World Series individual champion. Starts the set off with a 9.
And I was going to say, Penny looks quite comfortable on this stage. I think she's racked up some experience over the beginning of this year. Jess hasn't maybe got that same level of confidence in this final just yet.
Well, we flip over to the Korean side of the shooting line. Great Britain setting down a marker of 24 out of 30. Fancy Ansan and co. You'll see this as another opportunity for set points. Into the 10.
Yeah, although not really being the high standard that we've come to expect from the Korean team, I think they also know this, that they don't have to shoot only 10s right now to take this match. But I'm sure they'll be aiming to shoot as high as possible. But they're making a couple mistakes, and more mistakes than what we're used to seeing from them.
Yeah, interesting dynamic on the Korean side. More about that a little later. Back to Great Britain now, and into the 10 for Penny Healy.
I think so far in this match, Jaspreet has had quite long shots, quite long holes, but it seems like that's what she's comfortable with, because it's not like there's any sign of discomfort when she is holding for that long.
Well, close one, going for a measure, provisionally a 52, but well, on the brief glance we got at the close-up, that could get marked up to a 53. 58 available, or now 56 available to Korea.
There's another 8, but they are communicating and pointing in different directions, so I think there's maybe more going on that field than we can see or feel right here. Because they're definitely communicating over where the arrows are landing in terms of, or compared to where they expect them to land.
Kang-Chae-Young just needs an 8 here for 2 more set points, and she puts it into the 10. So very strong performance despite dropping a few points in that set. Korea go 4-0 up against Great Britain. Likely to be a 53, we think, for Great Britain, but not enough to beat the Koreans. We look at the British team staying relaxed, staying in control, and for a teenager, 17 years old, Penny Healy here, handling the situation with a big smile on her face. The Koreans, though, Chef, this is an interesting dynamic. 3 in a team here, all world-class performers. They're all in contention. Well, Kang-Chae-Young's already qualified for the finals, but Lee and Anne have got. They're in a big tussle for that second spot in the for the World Cup final.
Yeah, so right now they're teammates, but later today they'll have to likely shoot against each other to clinch tickets to the final. So there is a bit of a weird dynamic going on, but I think for now they can put that out of their heads and just focus on the task at hand.
Looks like they're doing it as well. Korea 4-0 up against Great Britain. Great Britain keeping their spirits high. And as you were saying, Chef, they're still communicating. We think that there perhaps is a difference from the shooting line to, or along that 70-meter range, all the way to the target. So very tough to predict, especially seeing as it keeps changing.
Yeah, it keeps changing, and the field seems to be boxed in so well that the flags don't really tell you anything. So I think what's happening is that there's a breeze that comes over the barriers on the sides, but it doesn't show on the flags because they're too low. Because the arrows are flying, they can fly 4 or 5 meters high in the air. They might get a bit of wind on them, and yeah, get a bit different result than what you're expecting if you release the arrow.
Start of the 3rd set. Penny Healy gets things underway for Great Britain. They need to win this set. Korea just need to match whatever Great Britain score in order to take the first gold medal here on Recurve Sunday in Colombia.
Yeah, and you have to say that the British team, they look very relaxed. They look like they feel like they belong here, and yeah, they're just having a good time, it seems. So I think they have the right mindset to go into this match, but just purely based on statistics, where yeah, there was a bit of a hiccup there in the release. Purely based on statistics, this is not a match that they were gonna ever win easily. So I think they're just there to give it all and hope for the best.
Good group. Perhaps arguably Korea have had the toughest bounce back from the hiatus that we experienced in international sport. Drifting over to the other side there. So they need to match Great Britain, and that's just what they've done.
Yeah, I'm sure they would have liked to have had more, but just to be clear, I'm not trying to put the team of GBR in any discredit. I mean, they're doing really well. It's just that in recurve archery, Korea is so dominant that it's when you're going into the match with them, you know that you have to bring your A game and maybe even more than that.
Yeah, and hope that they make mistakes. No, quite right. And the Korea, well, they could field their B, C, T and E teams, and they probably all finish in the top 5. They're that good. The depth of quality in Korea is incredible.
Just now we saw that Jaspreet got yellow carded, so maybe she stepped onto the line a bit too quick. She had to step off the line, behind the 1 meter line, go onto the line again and start her shot sequence again. So I think this will maybe put some time pressure on Bryony. But she seems unfazed.
A 53 set, 56 available to the Korean trio, looking very relaxed. Ansan up first, and as I mentioned, they haven't travelled as much, but such is the importance of archery in Korea. They replicated the field for the Tokyo Olympic Games in Seoul, so they could practice under as close to real conditions as possible ahead of the games. And Ansan, well, she's made history.
Yeah, she got the triple crown by winning the mixed team and individual gold medal in Tokyo.
Well, they're in the box seat, and they have been from the very start. We expected Korea to be dominant. A 7 here to do this in 3 sets. And you got to fancy Kang for it. And she puts it into the 10. It was as expected. The Koreans were just too strong for Great Britain, and they have taken the gold in the recurve women's team competition here at the 4th stage of the Hyundai Archery World Cup in Medellin. Well, Chef, you were very gallant in confirming that you weren't sort of putting the British team down, but the proof is in the pudding. Korea, just too strong.
Yeah, I think historically speaking, Korea has always been the team to beat, especially the last half century or so. And yeah, they just proved that with the last 3 arrows that they shot. Interestingly, I was waiting for you to say something, Kareem, but the coach for the Koreans is actually the FITA world record holder, Park Sung-hyun. She is one of the very few ladies who's ever shot a FITA score of over 1,400 points with her 14.05.
Well, she's led this fantastic trio of Koreans to the gold medal here in Medellin. Ansan-Lee and Kang-chae-young will be standing on the podium very shortly. Well, first off, silver medal going to Great Britain, and as you said, this season, well, this is their 2nd silver medal of the season, and it's the same 3 Brits that have done it. They are having a big resurgence, Great Britain.
Yeah, it's really good to see, and it's nice to see different countries float up to the top of the competition. It's nice to see a bit of a change in there. As she gets hit in the face with her bottom limb there, which is something that can happen, and you get caught off guard by it, but it doesn't hurt that much. It's not a terrible feeling.
Especially if you've got the gold medal. Get a good view here of the 70-meter range that they shoot in recurve archery, and let me tell you, it's a long way from the shooting line to the target. The TV pictures don't quite do it justice, so if you ever walk by some archery going on, just go and have a little look at the distance. You can barely see the gold centre of the target in a recurve competition from the shooting line. Well, Korea were dominant as expected. Let's go and find out what they have to say about their win here in Colombia.
Girls, congratulations. What a fantastic achievement.
저는 올해 단체전 메달을 처음 따서 너무 오랜만에 금메달을 따게 된 것 같아서 너무 기쁩니다.
For me, 강채영 is the first team medal this season, so I'm very happy about it.
You led the match from start to finish. How did you do that?
처음부터 끝까지 완벽한 경기를 하셨는데 어떻게 그게 가능했을까요?
프랑스 때보다 훨씬 프랑스를 좀 안 좋게 하다 보니 저희가 그거를 더 디딤돌로 삼아서 더 열심히 팀워크를 맞출 수 있었고 서로를 더 믿고 하니까 더 좋게 나올 수 있었던 것 같아요.
We had a little bit of hardship in the 1/4, and then after that we could overcome that hardship, and then I trusted my teammates, and then it went really well.
You got a disappointing result in Paris. What does it mean for you to win gold here in Medellin?
이제 프랑스 파리 때는 성적이 조금 저조했었는데 메데진에서 이렇게 금메달 딴 게 어떤 의미가 있을까요?
우선은 저희의 어떤 원동력이 되었던 것 같습니다. 그 프랑스의 결과를 발판 삼아서 더욱더 열심히 할 수 있는 계기가 되었고 그 덕분에 이렇게 좋은 결과가 났던 것 같습니다.
I think after we had a little bit of disappointment in the Paris, we have practiced more, and then we tried to be much better than that. So I think that really helped us to win this stage.
Thank you, girls, and congratulations.
축하드립니다.
Thank you so much.
Well, proof that they can be beaten, but certainly not here in Colombia. So well trained, not just standing on the shooting line, but also in those interviews. They've got those answers down pat.
Yeah, it almost sometimes feels like they have a certain choice of like it's a multiple choice question, and they have a couple answers that they can pick from their media training. But
it's like the Korean call center.
yeah, maybe. But yeah, I think they're still genuine answers. I think they were still answers that they actually stood behind.
Yeah, very respectful nation, as we know, and they talked about having a tough time through the draws, but they've got gold here, and it's about time to award the medals here on Recurve Sunday for the women's team competition. Victory ceremony then for the Recurve women's team competition. We get a good look at why things are so changeable in the mountainous region here in Medellin. If you just take a look behind it, those big fluffy clouds.
Archery Secretary General Tom Dillon. Gifts will be presented by Colombia Olympic Committee Vice President Irma Ruiz. Bronze medal representing France.
Bronze goes to France. They lost out to Korea in the semi-finals before beating Mexico in the playoff.
Lisa Barbeli.
First up, it's Lisa Barbalau, the biggest smile in world archery. Anaëlle Florent and Lorena Viard. A good result for the French team as they prepare for a home Olympic Games. And a bit of a rebuild. Barbaland seems to be the constant feature in this recurve women's team for the French.
Silver medal representing Great Britain.
Well, Great Britain have beaten some big teams here, not least of which the host country, Colombia, went through Spain and Mexico, but it was a big ask to try and beat the Koreans. So they are on the podium in silver medal position. Penny Healy, Bryony Pittman and Jess Sagu. And a gold medal. They were the team to beat here and no one got to them. And their little on the podium signal pointing to the Korean flag. Ansan-Kang-Chae-young and Lee Ga-hyun. Incredible performance from them in the gold medal match in particular. And the three of them are going to be back out a little bit later on in the final four of the women's individual competition. So an interesting dynamic for them here in this team match. But they've come together and they've taken the title here in Medellin.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the national anthem of the Republic of Korea. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm round of applause to our athletes.
Well, that's the first of the gold medals presented here on Recurve Sunday at the final stage of the Hyundai Archery World Cup circuit. Korea top of the pile from Great Britain and France. After a little bit of musical chairs, they've just got themselves set up for the group photo.
It's always a bit of an awkward place to stand there on the podium, giving directions for different moments.
Yeah, it is awkward, but here are the final rankings for the Recurve women's team competition. Korea from Great Britain and France, Mexico and the USA completing the top 5. Yeah, there's a little bit of music